Hey, welcome to World Entertainment, and we have a brand new trailer, which yes, we are going to look at, and yes, I'll probably get a hit for it because they love to hit channels. But it is a Netflix trailer, and it is for the animated Terminator Zero. This looks interesting. Let's take a look.
This isn't what you think it is. You can't see it yet, but you've been on a collision course your entire life. There's no going back. Not really. It will never, ever stop. There's only one thing standing in between you and him. Me.
And there it is, your first teaser trailer, and that is the thing, it says a teaser trailer for Terminator Zero, which looks very different from the stories we've gotten before. Now, the synopsis for this, the official synopsis says, 2022, a future war has raged for decades between a few human survivors and an endless army of machines. 1997, the AI known as Skynet gained self-awareness and began its war against humanity. Caught between the future and this past is a soldier sent back in time to change the fate of humanity. She arrives in 1997 to protect a scientist named Malcolm Lee, who works to launch a new AI system designed to compete with Skynet's impending attack on humanity. As Malcolm navigates the moral complexities of his creation, he is hunted by an unrelenting assassin from the future, which forever alters the fate of his 3 children. Now, with that, you look at this, and the animation to start with looks great. You know, it does look decent. It looks like there's a bit of violence in this. I don't see anything indicating whether this thing has an R rating or not. Not sure. But then you see this, the profile archive for our character of Malcolm Lee. And it's interesting, you see the Japanese writing and then English underneath it, which is interesting seeing as it's from the Terminator's perspective. You know, you see gender, male, age 32, height 183 centimeters, and so on. It's interesting now in the corner then it says target elimination set complete. Well, okay, what's it mean complete? You see the nukes, whether this is a nightmare or something, we don't know. I would assume it is, because we do kind of get this image of the nuke going off and then him waking up. The water in this looks fantastic. I'm wondering, did they do a blend of CGI with animation? I'm not sure, but the water effect looks great. The look of the nuke looks great. You see there the lightning coming out of the cloud, the mushroom cloud. We've seen this type of imagery before in Terminator Salvation with the endo skulls, but they were full skulls if I remember correctly, where this just seems to be kind of a faceplate basically. But it looks good, it looks interesting. You of course then, this image is interesting because we're clearly seeing someone either being sent back in time or arriving, because we can see a woman there with her child, but we can also see a Terminator behind them. So it's the case of, is this person leaving? Are they about to go back in time and they see this happening and they're basically powerless to stop it? Or is it them arriving just in time to stop it? Don't know. Here's a very interesting image of this Terminator. Now, we do see that clip in the trailer where she shoots the bullet, or whatever that is, the canister, up into the face and blows it up, and Is that this Terminator? Not 100% sure. It probably is, though. You can see there as well the animation on just the look of that looks bloody good as well, you know. By the way, I think it's this Terminator anyway that is meant to be voiced by Timothy Olyphant, which is interesting. I like this little callback to T1 with this Terminator repairing the arm. The mechanics look very different from the endoskeleton, to be honest. So is this a completely different Terminator? Don't know. Because we also get this one, and you can clearly see this is a very different one. This seems to be more slim, not this muscular version. I'm not even talking about a T800 version. I'm just talking about some other version with the red glowing eyes. Of course, you see this then. And this was the real kind of first moment where you think, is this animation going to be R-rated? Because you're seeing clearly the skin being blown off this person. The blood ripping out from the eye and whatnot. And that seems to be where he's having his nightmare, Malcolm. Which seems to be kind of reminiscent of Sarah Connor having the nightmares of the destruction. I like this as well, where you see on August 29th, because of course that was Judgment Day, and that will be the release date for this series, which is interesting. This shot here of the endoskeleton, I love this shot actually, coming down into the water. Now, is this not really water? Is this being placed into something where the flesh is put on? It's possible. And then of course it comes up Judgment Day, but it's just a great looking shot, the lighting in it and everything, even for animation, that red glow as it being dipped into the water. Then you can see obviously there's this moment here where this person is coming into this room filled with what looks like earlier versions of possible Terminators. But then there's this one here where we can see probably who our main Terminator will be, whatever model it is. But you can see all these different models down as well. You see you've got a male one first, then a female, then it looks like male and female on either side. But the left side looks possibly like a black person. The right side looks possibly like an Asian, then the female and whatnot. Could there possibly be an Arnold Schwarzenegger T800 version somewhere in here? Possibly. You know, a little cameo, maybe just a T800 model rather than with the flesh on. Because we do know that Arnold has not provided his voice for this, and from what we understand, there is no Arnold in this one. Yeah, you see this type of shot with the blood spraying off the wall and stuff. And that's when she shoots the canister, of course, and then it ends with our logo. I think it looks interesting, you know. The trailer seems to be very well liked as well. It's currently 21,000 upvotes to 1.1 thousand downvotes, so it's doing very well. And the comment section seems to be pretty good towards it, you know. So like, you'll always get the few people who are like, oh, it's a bit bleh and whatnot. Like, the first comment says, remember, it's the same studio who animated Ghost in the Shell in 1995. But from what I understand, that animated Ghost in the Shell did well. So I don't know what the big issue really there is. But it's good to see a new take on the Terminator. And I think this is a good way to keep Terminator going, but not having to constantly go back to the same well of John Connor and Sarah. And I think it's a good way as well to keep interest in the Terminator franchise going, while it's not necessarily on the big screen or anything. And of course, it opens the door for you to do new movies on the big screen without having to rely on John Connor or Sarah or anything like that. I think you would still have to bring Arnold in some way, you know, even if you de-age him, or even you do it almost fully CG, but have him provide the voice, don't know. Or even just have him as the human. Have him as a human that the Terminators actually took and based the skin model for. Well, I think we were always interested in seeing that. But there is the trailer. Let us know what you guys think. Again, we'll probably get hit for this. Hopefully, if it's blocked, we obviously won't be watching this. Hopefully it won't be. But I'll leave it there for this one. So like, share, subscribe. Cheers, and I'll catch you in the next one.